Hi, I'm Ron Levin, Managing Partner at Alumni Ventures. We're the largest venture capital firm in the world for individual accredited investors.
What is your role at the company, and in terms of the acquisitions itself, are they a specific type of companies or are they startups that you believe in?
I lead our seed fund, so I'm responsible for deploying capital into a wide range of different very early stage startups that we call the pre-seed or seed stage. We are sector diversified by design. We're also geography diversified, so we invest all around the world into the next generation of innovation and leading edge companies. And we invest in everything from all types of AI, software, hardware, deep tech, life sciences, consumer, you name it. If venture capital touches it and it's a highly scalable technology, we'll consider investing.
So in terms of the startups that you're already invested in that are publicly probably available, what are some of the startups that you have been involved in or you have been particularly excited about? That is, if you can give that information. As
a firm, we've invested at all different stages. So we have some AI companies that are kind of going crazy right now. Cohere, Lambda, Grok is a recent acquisition. We have companies that are have recently gone public, about to go public, so we're all over. And so I'm at the seed stage right now, obviously very early in the journey of a lot of these companies, kind of before they become kind of famous and ready to go public. But we're very proud of a lot of our investments that are solving all kinds of problems, ranging from quantum computing to space technology to AI in areas that maybe have been less developed, like civil infrastructure, construction, things like that, where technology is still catching up, but things are moving very quickly. So those are some of the areas that we're really excited about.
Just out of curiosity, so obviously the companies that you've invested in, the founder or the team has done something right. But the ones that you chose not to, where do you think they fall short?
I actually wrote a blog recently that got some attention called "The Number One Lie That VCs Tell Founders." And that's really all about what VCs tell founders when they decide not to invest. And ultimately, it's a hard conversation to have or even to say the words, but usually it's because there's something in that team that doesn't quite click for that particular investor. So I think within the blog itself, you can find it on Ron Levin's Substack, you'll find it. And I try to give some suggestions, not just make criticisms, but actually give some helpful tips that I think it's very possible for founders to bring in great people into their network. And one of I think the best ways they can do that is to go out and find advisors at a very early stage. Look for companies that are in the same field, but maybe are not directly competitive, but who are maybe a few years ahead of you. So they've built a great company, a great culture. They've built a fundraising engine so that they've been able to raise enough capital to keep growing, but have just executed well, because those are the greatest advisors you can have. And it's something I did myself when I was a founder before I became an investor, and it paid huge dividends along the way.
So knowing what you know now, is there anything you would have done differently, say right after graduation or when you started working?
It's hard not to look back on my sort of 25-year career plus and think of things that I wish I could have done, and there's so many companies I could have joined or things I could have done to enrich myself and others, and not just financial wealth, but having great experiences. All of that being said, you have one life to live. Nobody's perfect, nobody has all the answers, and life is a journey, and you learn from these experiences, the things that go well, the things that don't go well. So I often advise young students, professionals, not to worry about that, not to think back or try to think forward too many steps ahead, because life is full of surprises, and being open to the serendipity that comes with not necessarily what's going to happen next is part of life and part of the fun of it. So just do your best when you can in the moment with the information that you have.